Again with another Boxing Talk podcast, man. Boxing Talk 190, man. Put me up on game. Been gone for a minute. Been gone for a little bit. Take some time off. Chilling with the fam bam. Spend some more time with my kids and shit like that, you did. And been away. Ain't really been keeping too much up with what's been going on in the boxing world. Ain't really been giving too many fucks. I've been watching people here or there. Yeah, I heard about Haney and Cambosis. We're gonna get to that. We're just gonna take one thing at a time. Well, we're gonna get to that. But yeah, it's a couple of things I've been watching. Some of the stuff is just a lot of he say, she say shit. But we're gonna talk about some real shit like Cambosis and Haney. Yeah, I'm talking about. And I'm not really gonna talk too much about Will Smith slapping Chris Rock too much, man. That's all over social media, man. There's enough of that going on, you feel me? But yeah, man, I want to get into some real talk. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk some, you know what I'm saying, some Josh Warrington, you know what I'm talking about? Talk some Corey Stevenson, some Valdez, you understand me? Talk some of this Devin Haney shit, you know what I'm talking about? We're going to talk about Teofimo and Teofimo Sr. and Jr. We're going to get on that shit, you know what I'm talking about? We're going to talk some shit today. You know what I mean? It's been a minute, you know what I'm saying? So feel free, man, put me up on game with some stuff that, you know what I'm saying, I ain't really heard about or ain't seen or nothing, and let me know what you think about it. We're gonna talk about Charlo and Mike Tyson and all that. Yeah, I heard about all that shit. I'm gonna speak on what I think about that. Yeah, we're gonna get on Josh Taylor too, man. I did a vid about Josh Taylor and how I felt that he really didn't win that fight and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about Tank Davis and how this is supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, his last fight under Mayweather Promotions. But the thing is where he gonna go? That's the question. If he leave Floyd, where he gonna go? Who really gonna fuck with Tank for real? Who really gonna do better for Tank than Floyd? That's the question. Now, I've said it. I've heard other people say it, fans. I've heard other YouTubers say it. But what is he going to gain from leaving Tank for leaving Mayweather Promotions? We're gonna pull it up because Floyd said that if Tank leaves, you know, nothing lasts forever. It's literally what he said in the interview, word for word. We're gonna pull it up. We're gonna pull it up. We don't deal with the he say, she say shit. We pull up receipts. You understand me? That's how we do things over here. So let's see. Let's see. Let's get this shit up out here. Chrome tab. Bam. Let's get this up. Let's set it up for y'all real quick one time for the team. All right. We're going to take this off. Get rid of him. Let's get it.
Big fight you have coming up. I gotta ask you about Gervonta Davis and Rolly Romero. Talk to me about that.
Where'd the sound go?
Two heavy hitters. Two heavy hitters.
Big fight you have coming up. I gotta ask you about Gervonta Davis and Rolly Romero. Talk to me about that.
Two heavy hitters. Two heavy hitters. Of course, Tank has more experience, at this level, this particular time. But Rolly, he talk a good game. He also fight a good game because he's undefeated. But
that don't mean that's good.
A very exciting matchup. Two heavy hitters. Everybody is anticipating this fight.
People are wondering. Gervonta made some comments about his contract being up on Twitter. Is there anything that nothing lasts forever? I will always love Tank. I like him, love him, look at him like a son. He has to do what's best for him. I feel like I've done a great job thus far. I mean,
to the God, what do you do with the phone?
Good fights, great fights, and he's steady growing, he's steady learning, and I'm proud of him.
That's what's up. Well, obviously, like I said, you always put on great events. I'm expecting a great event when Gervonta and Rolly Romero steps in the ring. That's at the Barclays Center, right, in New York?
Yes, and I want people to go get tickets. Tickets are on sale right now. I think we're 9 weeks away, so that's what 2 months in a week, right? If I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, of course, people got 2 months. Over 2 months to go get the tickets, but I'm telling people this is going to be a blockbuster fight. Go get the tickets right now.
Now, look. Now, there's something that kind of bugged me a little bit. Because I got to think for a second. Now, if Tank is supposedly leaving Mayweather Promotions, right? And you got this fight coming up with Rolly. What is in Mayweather's best interest? Shout out Shady Slim. I was watching this video with Shady Slim. We speaking on this, and I was watching this video. I'm gonna speak on that. I'm even put it up there for y'all to see yourself, because he spoke on it. What's up with Dago? What it do with Foe? But who's to say that if Tank leave Floyd, or he's about to leave Floyd, that they won't play Tank? Because if Tank leaves Floyd, what does that do for Floyd? Nothing. So if Rolly beat Floyd and Tank leave, what that mean? Or if Rolly make it a good fight, if he make it somewhat close, and it go to the whole distance, and go the whole 12, they could possibly edge Rolly out. Edge Tank out and give Rolly the W. Just because they looking for a new star, a new cash cow. If Tank Davis leave Floyd, who is going to take care of Tank? Who gonna look out for Tank? Who gonna take care of Tank? Seriously though, who really gonna look out for that man? I don't see it. I don't see Bob looking out for Tank. I don't see Eddie Hearn looking out for Tank. I don't see nobody looking out for Tank like that. Y'all got to understand that Tank is a star under Mayweather Promotion. Like, he's the guy. Eddie is not finna look out for Tank no more than probably any other fighter that he got under his stable. Because you got to think, Eddie doing business with Canelo. And if you got the choice between doing big business with Canelo or Tank, you're going to pick Canelo. Easy. And this is something that they say, and Leonard said it in an interview. I'm gonna put that up there when they were talking about Kambosos and Devin Haney, where they were saying where Leonard Ellaby said that Tank Davis is the cash cow. Now, if you got the cash cow, bro, if you got the cash cow of boxing, why in the fuck would you let him go? Why? If he's the cash cow, he bringing you all this bread, or he got the potential to bring you all this fucking mega $1 million bucks and shit, why the fuck would you let him go? Why would nothing last forever? And we all know nothing lasts forever. But you know you ain't got another Tank Davis or another cash cow in your back pocket like that, Floyd or Leonard. Y'all know y'all don't. It ain't none of the Charlos. It ain't Errol. Errol don't talk enough. Based on the PBC model, Errol don't talk enough. So who you gonna have really be your cash cow? And quiet as kept, Tank ain't really did no cash cow shit. Y'all just said the nigga is y'all cash cow. Y'all just said he's a star. And y'all trying to move him as if he's a star. And if y'all doing so right, Tank, why does the motherfucker want to leave? And why is he saying that after this fight, my contract is up? Why is he publicly stating that if he's so content with being under Mayweather Promotions? Unless this is a publicity stunt and y'all some bullshit, which y'all known to do. That's the only thing I can think of. But let me get my nigga Shady Slim his take on the situation. Let me get his take on it. Let's get his take on it.
Tank revealed that the Rolly Romero fight was his last fight with Floyd Mayweather, and Floyd Mayweather.
Shout out Shady Slim.
Immediately. You guys take a listen to what he had to say. Shocking.
Some comments about his contract being up on Twitter. Is there anything that
nothing lasts forever.
Nothing lasts forever.
Nothing lasts forever.
Yeah, I heard him. Yeah, I motherfucking heard him. He said, nothing lasts forever. Now, that's shocking to me. If you really want to keep a woman, or you really want to keep somebody that's going to be a potential free agent, you're going to say, man, I'm willing to do anything and everything to keep this person. They're valuable to me. So I'm going to pay him the maximum amount of money that he's looking for. I'm going to do whatever it takes to keep him. Floyd Mayweather didn't say that.
Nope.
Think about what Floyd Mayweather said.
Preach, Slim.
Floyd Mayweather said, nothing lasts forever. Like he almost expecting you to leave. Like he really don't care about you leaving. That's why I told y'all Tank should have never revealed that this was his last fight with Floyd Mayweather and Mayweather Promotion. What's stopping Floyd?
That I agree with. Tank, you should have never said that this was your last fight. You should have never said that. You should have just kept it G, kept your opinions to yourself, kept all that shit to yourself, and then waited for this fight to be over and then leave. So now you basically let your left hand know what your right hand was doing, which basically you just opened yourself up for a lot of publicity, unnecessary publicity, and you opened yourself up to where now Floyd know what you about to do. So he could be prepared on your exit. He could have it set up to where, okay, since you finna leave, I'm finna line this dude up to be the next star under Mayweather Promotions. So instead of you just keeping it G, keep your mouth closed, keeping it to yourself, you let the cat out the bag. So now Floyd can better prepare for your exit.
From scoring Tank, I'm telling y'all. I can see Tank getting screwed in this fight. If it goes down to the judges, if it goes to a decision, I can see Mayweather Promotions screwing Tank. What do they have to gain by Tank winning this fight and running off to another promoter? Tank run off with the bag, run off with the win. He runs off to another promoter.
What?
They have everything to gain by Rolly beating Tank. If Rolly beats Tank, that elevates Rolly Romero.
You hear that? They don't have nothing to gain from, and that's true. That's not no opinionated. That's actual facts, bro. If somebody's under you, bro, and they fight somebody and they win, that's your big cash cow dude. You do not want them to win a major marquee fight, take the bag, and go somewhere else with that bag. Didn't Floyd say he want to keep all that shit in-house? Didn't he say that? And that was another thing I was thinking, Boxing Magic, was I would hope, I ain't gonna say I don't think, because I do think that they have played Tank if they feel like they got a better money avenue somewhere else. If they got a better avenue to make money, the same amount of money, if not more money that they was making when they had Tank, they have played Tank. But if they see that they're not going to, that it's a real loss for them, they ain't gonna play him. But my thing is this: either way, where is Tank gonna go? Win, lose, or draw. If what he's saying is true, where is he gonna go? Because he is not. Hear what I'm saying? Because I was listening to IOTBA and he was making a lot of sense. Shout out to IOTBA. Floyd, ain't nobody gonna do for Tank what Floyd did for Tank. He's not going to be the star. He's not going to be the face of any other promotional banner other than Mayweather Promotions. The reason why I wanted him, Tank, to leave Mayweather Promotions was because we're not going to get the fights we want to see. We're not going to get those fights. We can forget about that shit. That's why I wanted him to leave Mayweather Promotions. And I'm tired of Floyd speaking for another grown-ass man. But then at the same time, play the devil's advocate. He leave PBC. He leave Mayweather Promotions. Who is going to really do for him better than Floyd? Because I don't believe that Tank on his own can make the right business decisions to maintain his career. And nobody really trusts signing with Floyd too much now. Not too much now. Because Floyd then shitted on too many fighters. My prediction of Oscar Valdez, Shakur Stevenson, I'm going with Shakur Stevenson, and I'm going to say this: split decision. Yeah, I said it. Come back to Boxing Talk 190, 19 minutes in, put me up on game. I pick Shakur Stevenson over Valdez via split decision. That's what I pick. Keep talking, Slim.
Romero becomes the star. The new star in Mayweather Promotions. They don't care what the hell Tank done throughout that. I just think Tank made the wrong move. He made the wrong move, fam. Letting it be known that he was leaving. You don't never let the ops know what you planning on doing, fam. And I think he just made a horrible mistake. Horrible mistake. You guys let me know what y'all think about Floyd Mayweather saying he really don't care. That nothing lasts forever. Drop me your comments, hit that like button, and subscribe. I'm out.
Man, shout out Shady Slim, man. Do I think Al? Look, at the end of the day, who is the boss over there? It's not Floyd. It's not Leonard. It's Al. Al is the boss. Al called the shots. Who was calling the shots when Floyd fighting? Al. When fighters are talking about fights now, what they talking about? What they talking about? Call Al. Tell Al. Go get Al. What Al say? Al. All Alan Heyman, bruh. All Alan Heyman. I don't care if they Mayweather Promotions or PBC. Anybody that's connected to that particular group of individuals, whether it's Mayweather Promotions or PBC, they all say the same shit. Talk to Al. Talk to Al. Period. These dudes are not their own bosses. Okay? If they their own bosses, they got EIN numbers, they got their own employees, they got motherfuckers that really work for them in their career as far as boxing is concerned. These dudes do not make their own decisions. Jamal Charlo proved that when he was on Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson. He proved that they don't make their own decisions. And that bullshit about money, it's always been about money. That is true. But nowadays, it's about the big bag. The big bag. It ain't about fighting no more. It's about chasing the big bag. Pretending to be more than what you are. I don't see him stopping Valdez. I'm all over right now. I don't see Shakur stopping Valdez. I see Shakur beating the shit out of Valdez and Valdez wearing Shakur down in the mid to the rounds. That's what I see. I see Shakur doing really good early, boxing his ears off early, doing his thug thing early. But eventually, the one thing, and I'm going to say this, and I don't give a fuck what nobody got to say, there are plenty of fights that have happened in the last 10 years to prove my statement. There are a lot of African-American fighters that skill-wise are great. Skill-wise are great. Understand, I'm talking about skills and skills alone. They are great. But they lack cardio. They got good defensive prowess. They got good punch selection. They know how to throw their punches good. They know how to hit you with the good punches. They can do all that good, sweet shit all day long. But when it comes to the trenches, makes me think of what Teddy Atlas said about Mike Tyson. A lot of these dudes ain't been in real fights. They ain't been in there with nobody that's gonna hit them back. They ain't been there with nobody that don't care how hard they hit, how fast they are, don't care about their popularity, don't care about none of that shit. These dudes ain't been in real fights. Jamal Charlo been in maybe 2 real fights his whole career. Out of what, I damn near 30 fights or 30 some odd fights, he has only been in 2 real fights. Only 2. Jermell Charlo has only been in 2 real good fights. Their whole career, 2 fights. Okay? I'm going to say this. Canelo has only been in 3 or 4 real out of 50-something fights. Over 50 fights, bro. Canelo has actually been in maybe 4. He's actually only been in about 4 fights where somebody was really finna push Canelo. He's only been in real fights 4 times. Okay, Floyd Mayweather, Triple G, the first one. I think Lara and Trout. I'm debating between Trout and Miguel Cotto. I'm debating between those 2 fights. Which of those 2 fights was more of a fight between Canelo? But I do think that Austin Trout, and so I would say 5 out of 50 fights, he's only been in 5 fights, bro. What you mean? Which Canelo? 20-year-old Canelo? Don't matter which Canelo it is. The mic, see, you know what? And I'm gonna be fair. So irritate me about when y'all talk about Canelo, when somebody criticizes Canelo, is y'all go on his age. The 20-year-old Canelo was saucy. The Canelo before he fought Floyd was raw. He was good. He wasn't no bitch. He wasn't no punk. He wasn't no slouch. He wasn't no bum. And I'm gonna go on wax and say this. I even thought that young Canelo that fought Floyd, I felt like he had the best chance to beat Floyd out of everybody at that time that could have fought Floyd. Canelo was the only one that had the better chance to beat him. The man had that man had almost 50-something fights at the time. How many 20-something-year-old dudes that's in the boxing game right now got 40-plus fights? How many boxers can we say today will even equate to 40 fights in the game? I don't know about that, Edwin, because I said Canelo was raw. I ain't saying nothing bad about Canelo. I said Canelo was raw in his 20s. He got better over time. Skill-wise, all that. I give him that. But he's only been in 5 real fights. I said, if I could say that about Mike Tyson, bro. Thank you. I give Canelo in the early years fought nothing but the top dudes at the time. Miguel Cotto's of the world, you know what I'm saying? The Laras, you know what I'm saying? Like, he fought some big names in his early 20s, bro. I honestly, I didn't feel like Canelo started fighting like low opposition until recently, bro. But prior, I thought Canelo was fighting some good dudes, some decent opposition for at the particular time of his career where he was at. Because think about it. The caliber of fighters Canelo was fighting in his early 20s, how many fighters today will still fight those same caliber of fighters right now? So when you say my hate opinion is hilarious, Mr. Edwin, my hate opinion, when I have no hate towards Canelo, Canelo is a future first ballot Hall of Famer, first and technically only ever all-time super middleweight undisputed champion of the world, the only person to ever do it, and first Mexican. I don't got no hate on Canelo. I like Canelo. Canelo saucy. I just don't like how they every time you look up, it's Canelo this, Canelo this, Canelo. It's like, bruh. And then when you look at what Canelo really doing or what he really talking about, you realize all that shit people talking about is smoke and mirrors. The Mukambu shit, the Eddie Reynoso. Every time Eddie Reynoso say this, he say that, blah 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 blah. And then you find Canelo's like, I ain't say none of that shit. I ain't tripping on none of that. Y'all talking about what Eddie Reynoso said. Y'all ain't talking about what I said. No, it's not a bum because the fight isn't 50-50. I never said that it's a bum because the fight isn't 50-50. Hold on, let me reread this comment. If a fight isn't 50-50, that makes the opponent a bum. That's not true because you got to understand when people saying when they say 50-50, bro. You gotta look deeper than that. Because when I say a fight is 50, like Canelo versus the fuck is that nigga name? It's on the tip of my tongue. He just fought him. Caleb Plant. Right? That wasn't no 50-50 fight, bro. But Caleb Plant ain't no bum, not to me. But I didn't see that fight as a 50-50 fight. I didn't see that the Billy Joe Saunders fight as a 50-50 fight. I don't see it as a 50-50 fight. I don't even see him fighting Boo Boo Andrade as a 50-50 fight. I don't. I see it as more of a 60-40 Canelo. Most of Canelo fights, I look at 60-40. The Triple G Canelo 3 fight, it's not no 50-50. That ain't no goddamn 50-50 fight, bro. Canelo's finna walk Triple G old ass the fuck down, break him down to the body, and get him out of there within 10 rounds, bro. That fight is not going the distance, bro. Canelo is going in there to stop Gennady Golovkin, bro. He's not finna go into that fight trying to go a full 12 rounds with that grown-ass man. He's gonna stop him. Well, give me more than 5, Andre. Give me more than 5 fights for Canelo. And they cannot be Floyd, Miguel Cotto, Lara, Trout. Who else was the other one I said? I had the 5th one. Can't remember. But it can't be Cotto, Trout, Floyd, or Lara. When I say, now, Andre, out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, he ain't fought the 7th one yet. But out of these 6, right? Who really pushed Canelo? When you look at the fight, who really pushed him? Who really brought out a side of Canelo that we have not seen before? When I talk about fights, I mean somebody that when you see them fight, he's like, oh shit, I didn't know Canelo was like that. I didn't know Canelo could do that. I didn't know that. Ooh, oh shit, damn. He really made Canelo work right there. Oh shit, he didn't make it easy for Canelo. That's what I mean when I say fights, a fight. Somebody that no matter what Canelo do, the dude that Canelo's fighting never looked out of the fight. He never looked like Canelo got him. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. I think Bivol name-wise, Bivol status-wise, Bivol champion-wise, you could say he has the potential to make it a better fight or a tougher fight than previous opponents. But I honestly think that Lara, Cotto, and Mayweather were his hardest fights, where he actually have to work. You actually saw Canelo turn red a little bit. You actually saw Canelo get a little frustrated in the fights. You actually saw Canelo actually have to try to figure out what he was going to do, where he was going to throw his punches at. You actually saw Canelo actually have to think and actually try to figure shit out. Kirkland, bro. Bro, did you not? Okay, wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Fix it, Jesus. James Kirkland. I know. Edwin Castillo. You ain't bring up no goddamn James Kirkland. Tell me you ain't. I give you that. I'm just saying, even Roy, like I can do it for everybody, bro. It's like you know me, Andre. I'm all across the board. Hey, Roy Jordan, the same thing. How many real fights Roy had? How many fights you actually saw Roy where a motherfucker really put them paws on Roy? How many? How many? This nigga said James Kirkland, bro. Well, you don't have to be here, Edwin. If you can't provide no factual statements behind your statement, then what you here for? Cause this ain't you ask me, I don't ask you. If you can't answer nothing, you don't need to be here. James Kirkland. Who the fuck is James Kirkland? Caleb Plant gave Canelo more trouble than Billy Joe Saunders. All Billy Joe Saunders did was move. He moved a lot. He just moved around a lot. Pretty much, you could say he ran from Canelo. And then when he got tired and he couldn't run from Canelo no more, and he saw that he couldn't hurt Canelo, he was fucked. It's easy to make something look good in the early rounds, bro. But when you see that you can't hurt somebody and nothing that you're doing is discouraging whatever opponent that you fighting, bro, you're fucked. Period. What I want to see and what I'm tired of, I actually have to agree with Canelo. I'm tired of hearing Jamal Charlo. I think Bivol Andrade is the only one doing this shit right. I think Bivol Andrade is the only one that's doing this shit right. I really do. How do I think Bivol fares? I think Bivol got the pop. I think he got the boxing, the boxing prowess. He got the speed and he got the power. But I don't know how he gonna deal with Canelo pressure. See, my thing is, I can understand somebody having speed, power, movement. Okay, that's cool. He got speed, he got power, he got this, he got that. And it's like, okay, I see all that. What the fuck he gonna do when this buff-ass Mexican is not moved? When this motherfucker's still there in the pocket the whole time with all your speed, all your power, and this motherfucker still sitting there in the motherfucking pocket throwing hard, thudding shots for you, breaking you down to the body, ripping your shit. What are you going to do then? Everybody sit there talk about somebody that could move or could box or could do this or could do that. What you gonna do when Canelo is still in your chest and he not going nowhere? He not moving. He not doing nothing. He just sitting there still hitting your ass, still punching on you. And everything that you hitting Canelo with ain't doing shit. What are you going to do? That's where I'm at. What is Bivol going to do when he realized that nothing that he's doing is working? What is he going to do? Where I've been at, Vic? Shit, taking care of my kids, bro. You know, a lot of shit changed up for me. Work schedule and shit. You know. Wasn't able to make a lot of videos. Plus, there was a lot of gossip going on, man. And I don't like to talk about the gossip, man. These niggas be acting like straight hoes. Especially the Teofimo Senior and Junior. Man, they be acting like straight hoes. Where is my mods at when I need them? This is the problem with guys like you just got to fire laws in it. No, Kirkland wasn't. What has Kirkland done after he fought Canelo, bro? Who Kirkland beat? Who? I ain't say nothing about a fighter losing. That's what you don't know about me. Motherfucker, check the channel before you get to talking shit about my shit. Because I ain't never shit on a fighter for taking a loss. Never. It's not about taking a loss. These fighters too scared to fight each other to take a motherfucking loss. Kirkland ain't nobody. Kirkland ain't nobody to beat. Tough ain't enough. That's true. But I still don't feel like every time he fought somebody like Tarver, he should have beat Tarver. Dre. I thought he was going to beat Tarver. I just don't have the energy. Mondo, Solo, what to do with the foe? So with my day one, though. Bro, Kirkland was garbage, bro. And then on top of that, these fighters don't. Bro, Julio just took the words out of my mouth. These fighters don't even want to fight more than once a year, bro. They don't want to fight. Like, all these fighters that's talking about Canelo should fight each other. Why y'all talking about Canelo? Why is Jamal Charlo talking about Canelo? Why are we talking about Jamal Charlo and David? Why are we talking about that? Why? For what? For who? What are we talking about that for? Help me make that make sense. What are we talking about that for? Jamal don't even fight at a 68. He don't fight at 168 pounds. So why are we entertaining this nigga fighting at that weight class when he still fight at 160? Meanwhile, Bivol Andrade moved up for fight Canelo's mandatory so he could fight Canelo, but we more interested in a nigga that's talking about a fight. How? Bruh, boxing matches, you ain't never lied, bro. And he ain't even trying, though. It's not even like he purposely want to lock shit up. Canelo got 3 weight divisions on lock, bro. On lock. And he's only champion in one of them. How the fuck you make that happen? They ain't fought nobody, bro. The only reason why Caleb Plant got the fight because he had the belt. He had something that Canelo wanted. It's the bro. If Caleb Plant did not have the IBF title, bro, he would not have gotten the fight, bro. It would not have happened. Would not have happened. Jamal don't even fight at 168 pounds, bro. He don't even fight at 168 pounds. Why are we entertaining that? For what? For who? Makes no sense. None. And that was another thing, Drake, was when Benavidez manager want to say, you want more money. This is Benavidez's manager. You want more money to fight Bivol Andrade than to fight Canelo? That makes no fucking sense, bro. None. None whatsoever. It's not, but the thing is, I'm not on the resume. I'm on The motherfucker ain't even fought at 68. He ain't fought at 60. That's like, okay, let's be fair. Let's be fair. When we was talking about Teofimo Lopez, who was at the time unified champion or was about to be unified champion at 135 pounds, and he was talking about, this is before he even beat Loma, he was talking about beating Loma and then moving up to 140 and fighting Josh Taylor. And then after he got the belts, after he beat Loma, what was he talking about? Fighting Josh Taylor. Motherfucker ain't did shit at 140. Nothing. Ain't did nothing. Ain't fought nobody, ain't did shit. But it was all good when Teofimo was like, I'm going to vacate my belts, not belts, multiple belts, and I'm going to move up so I can get that Josh Taylor smoke. It was all good when Teofimo was talking that shit. But when Andrade said, I'm going to vacate my one belt, and I'm going to actually fight at 168, and I'm going to fight the motherfucker that's the mandatory to the man that I really want, because I really want that fight. Oh, now it's due to Andrade this. He vacated his belt. He ducked the bum. I'm not ducked the bum. He ducked the major marquee fight. Blah, 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 blah. Ridiculous. He needs to be at, bro, Charlo should be at 168. He too small for 60. He don't look like a 160-pound fighter. Jamal Charlo honestly could be at 75, but he ain't gonna fight them dudes because them dudes could punch too. He ain't gonna fight nobody that could really punch. Oh, don't get me started on Triple G. I'm not even gonna answer that, Edwin, because I made it very clear about how I felt about Canelo, and I've been made it very clear about how I feel about Canelo. So if you don't understand, if you don't have an answer to that, then that's your fault. Let's be honest, this era doesn't have that. No, it doesn't. All these guys are unproven because they won't, and that's all y'all should do is fight each other. It's like the only person I feel like, no, it's two people. The only two fighters I feel like get the most shit for actually trying to do something, Terrence Crawford and Andrade. Only ones that get shit. Because Devin Haney, he finna get his shot. Devin finna get his shot at Cambosis. He finna get his shit. And they giving him shit because he finna get his shot at Cambosis. You can't get mad at Devin Haney because Vasily Lomachenko want to do more for want to fight for his country, do some noble, more honorable shit and fight for his country. He care more about his freedom of his country than fighting for a fucking world title or undisputed. What the fuck is fighting for undisputed when I don't have a country to represent? What the fuck? Herb Ben sold him out. I saw that shit when he I noticed it when he went to the Canelo press conference when he fought Billy Joe, and he was telling him he fought nobody, and I saw Eddie Hearn was kind of like, get Boo Boo out of here. I'm like, bro, why you do Boo Boo like that? Andrade beats the Charlos and Triple G because they too up and down. No special effects, no real movement, no lateral waist movement, no head movement. They don't have nothing to offer skill wise to be a real threat to Boo Boo Andrade. Zach, what to do with the foe? But they really should fight each other. But it was something that Jamal said on Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson that made a lot of sense. Made a whole hell of a lot of sense. When he said, and I don't mean sense like I agree with him. I'm saying it makes sense in the sense of I see what y'all doing. Was when Mike asked him about Benavidez, and he was like, why fight Benavidez when, you know, Benavidez, that's small money. I want Canelo, that's the big money. Thank you, Zach. I'm glad to be streaming, bro. I miss this shit. So basically, it's not that Benavidez ain't a good fighter. I can get more money fighting Canelo than Benavidez. I don't have to fight Benavidez. I could just fight these little run-of-the-mill dudes and then try to so-called, I guess, fame my way to a Canelo fight, if that makes sense, because that's what a lot of motherfuckers doing now. They're faming their way through social media. It ain't about fighting motherfuckers to get a fight. It's just about, your profile. You got to build your profile. Build your profile. Build your profile. Not your resume, though. Your profile. Meaning your social media presence, your interviews, how often people talk about you. It don't matter if you fighting. It don't matter. Prime example, bro. This is how I know it's a bunch of bullshit in boxing. Canelo, Alexander, Anthony Joshua, Vasily Lomachenko, to name a few, Terrence Crawford, are fighters that don't talk no shit. Don't talk no shit. But they getting bread, though. Don't talk nothing. But yet and still, they get the shorter end of the stick. Excuse me. Why did Andrade wait so long to move up? He was on his own European tour, but he could have been mandatory long ago through his sanctioning body, or was it the news? Look, I don't know why he waited so long to move up. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you in that sense. What I do know is that these fighters do what work for them. And based on where Andrade at in his career, he feels it is better for him to do it this way. Because all Andrade been doing is chasing the Charlo brothers and Canelo. That's all he been doing. He done pulled up on the Charlo. He done pulled up on the Charlos in person. He done got in them niggas' faces. He done pulled up on Canelo. He did things that you're supposed to do to get these major marquee fights, but yet and still, these dudes won't fight him. What's irritating is when you are a guy trying to state your claim in a sport and don't nobody want to fight you because they say you ain't nobody, you ain't this, you ain't that. But in order for me to be the person you say that I'm not, I gotta fight you, bitch. So in order for me to be this particular individual that you say I'm not, I gotta fight you. So if you're not willing to fight me, and I'm not trying to sit up here and run my mouth like your ass, then what I'm supposed to do? If Andrade is so far behind, so is Terrence Crawford. Because I told you, I highly doubt. I'm going to wait to see after Errol fight Ugas what the negotiations and how shit going to be. Because if I hear after he fight Ugas, all of a sudden he having problems making 47, I know what the fuck finna happen. Because all of a sudden, we went from Errol Spence fighting Terrence Crawford, and in the past week and a half, all I've been hearing is Errol Spence fighting Jermell Charlo. Do not be deceived. Do not be mocked. For whatever a man sows, he shall reap. I want to see, also, Edwin, David said that after he fights David Lemieux, he was interested in fighting Boo Andrade. Matter of fact, I'm going to pull that interview up. I'm going to pull that up. I'm going to pull that up for y'all. Y'all can see that shit yourself. He said that out his own motherfucking mouth. On Fight Hype. Shout out Fight Hype. Look, let me get it for you right now. And I'm going to get them. And Teofimo on some jealous shit. That nigga butthurt. Teo butthurt. Teo hella butthurt. I'm gonna. Anybody know how he broke his hand? Because I don't know. Or how he fucked his hand up. I have no idea how he did that shit. Where is it at? Where is it at? It's around here somewhere. Get that for y'all. I am not impressed with Rolly, bro. Like, on real. Rolly do not impress me at all. He too damn stiff. Too rigid. He don't got no feet. When I say no feet, he don't got no feet. None. I've been looking at Rolly. That nigga don't got it, bro. Rolly do not got it. I hate to break it to you. All you Rolly Romero fans. Shit, you Ryan Garcia fans too. Motherfuckers do not have it, boy. Can't find it. Where is that? Where is that? Hold up. Let me check my shit. He has 2 fights at 47. I wonder what them 2 fights gonna be. I hope and pray one of them is Terrence Crawford. I really do. I really do. I hope one of them is Terrence Crawford. I really do. Hold on. Let's see. Looking at it right now. Yep. There we go. There we go. What's this on? Fight Hub? Yep. Shout out Fight Hub TV. I'm finna share this with y'all right now. Let's get it.
What's going on with this Andrade stuff?
So, first of all, before we get into that, I see a lot of people saying that I priced myself out.
Shout out Fight Hub TV, man.
What's up, everybody? Marcos Villegas here with David Benavidez in his gym in San Diego, who's in camp for his potential fight coming up with David Lemieux at some point a few months from now. But David, man, starting camp a little early. Why is that?
Just getting better, bro. Just trying to better myself, just trying to do a little bit different stuff. Just staying more focused now, make sure I like to start my camp a little bit earlier to give me more time. I'd rather start, earlier than later, so I mean, and this is, I feel like this is a step I have to take. I really have to make boxing my, just basically my life. It already was, but sometimes with boxing, a lot of boxers, they just wait till they get the fight date, then they start training. But I just want to make sure I'm on my stuff and I'm learning every day. And not only that I feel like I'm learning, but it looks like I'm learning, and I'm doing different stuff. And I think I just want to evolve as a fighter and get better as a person overall.
It's like you're like in that flow state right now where it's like you're exponentially like improving with every camp.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel stronger. I'm sitting on my punches better. My balance is getting better. Defense is getting better. Jabs getting better. Everything overall is getting better. And that's why I just strive to be better than what I was yesterday. And that's just basically the motto.
So what's going on with the Lemieux fight? I know it was mandated in Mexico for it to be the next fight, but it hasn't been announced yet. Like, is there anything happening there?
No, it's a goal. The contracts is already signed and all that stuff. It's just that I don't know. The thing about it is that they're trying to make it in Phoenix, Arizona, but because of the playoffs, because the Phoenix Suns are going to the playoffs, so they don't know exactly what dates are available. But I think it should come out, maybe this week or something like that. But yeah, no, it's 100% goal.
What do you make of David at this point? I know, like in the past, he is punch, and that's the last thing to go in a fighter. But what do you make of what he's looked like in the last few fights?
I mean, his last few fights, he still looked good. I mean, I feel like what last fight he won, he had a tough fight, but he still has that power, And as just for me, I mean, these are the fights that were they're mandatory. They sanctioned it. The WBC sanctioned it. They made it mandatory. So. I mean, those are the kind of fights we have to take. I mean, David Lemieux is still an ex-champion. He's a good champion. He was a good former champion. He still has a big punch. So, if that's what we have to do, you know, I've been a fan of David Lemieux since I was a little kid, you know. So I mean, that's just letting me know I'm doing something right. If I'm fighting somebody who I used to be a fan of, then you know I'm in the right position.
Why were you a fan of him? Like, what made you a fan of Lemieux?
Knockouts. He has good knockouts. He has a good hook. He's always been a fan-friendly fighter, just like how I am, and he's a warrior. You know, I mean, I'm excited to go into a fight with him because I know.
That was the interview I was looking for. It was another interview I was looking for. That wasn't it. That wasn't it. It's an interview where he was talking about. It was on Fight Hub, Fight High TV. It was an interview where he was talking about after he fights David Lemieux, then he was going to fight Bivol Andrade. He said he's tired of all these fighters talking about fighting each other, but they never do. They always afraid of losing it. Oh, he was very specific about that. That was the interview I was looking for. And I think that was via Fight Hype. But it's true. A lot of these fighters do not want to fight each other because they're trying to protect their a lot of these promotional companies are trying to protect their fighters' because at the end of the day, it's more market value in having an undefeated fighter. It's more value in it. It's more money in it. You know, I think it's a decent fight for Benavidez. You know, you get to see what he's really about because Lemieux is a very good pressure fighter. He's going to put the pressure on Benavidez, and we're going to see how he's going to deal with somebody who not only can put on the pressure, but can put the pressure on you and can punch. So we're going to see what he can do. My biggest issue with David is, for one, his discipline, maintaining and staying on weight, and also how is he going to deal with body work? Is he? I haven't really seen him really get hit to the body and how he deals with that. He hasn't fought nobody that's really finna take it to him in that sense. So, well, this will be remain to see. Lemieux is not no known body puncher. He's a headhunter, but he is a known power puncher. So he has the potential to do a lot of good work in this fight. I do see David Benavidez winning this fight via stoppage, mid to late rounds. I think David Lemieux punch resistance is not where it should be, but I think Lemieux will make it a good fight in the early rounds. He'll do good in the early rounds, but I just think David Benavidez, with his volume punches, the way that he puts his punches together, the way he sets up his combinations, I think he'll overwhelm David Lemieux, and then they'll end up stopping the fight. I don't see him like knocking him out cold or nothing like that. I just see David Lemieux getting hurt in the mid to late rounds and just being in the high guard, getting the shit punched out of him by Benavidez with his combination of volume punches, and the referee just stepping in and stopping the fight. That's how I see it. Yeah, he's a little, and Lemieux is a shorter guy compared to Benavidez. Benavidez is like 6'3". It's a tall dude. We'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see, because you know what I noticed? No matter what a fighter does, no matter who a fighter fights, Lemieux's still fighting, bro. And he's still fighting top oppositions, and he's putting up a fight against top opposition, bro. What's up with David Ado? What to do with the foe? I can't look at Lemieux like Kirkland, bro. I just no. Like Lemieux equals Kirkland. Like, no. Like you trying so hard to give Kirkland some prop. Like, no. Like, I've seen Kirkland train. I've seen David Lemieux train. I've seen David Lemieux fight. I've seen Kirkland fight. Kirkland is a junkyard, backyard brawler type fighter. You know what I'm saying? He don't really got no technique in his punches like that. He's a little wild, a little off. Lemieux got some technique. He got some little pop in this shit. He got some snap in his left hook. You know what I'm saying? He got better technique. Lemieux got way better technique, and Lemieux got better feet. And I'm not saying like Lemieux got good-ass feet like that, but he got better feet than Kirkland. Skill-wise, Lemieux got more going for him than James Kirkland, bro. I get it. You want to vouch for Kirkland, and I'm not saying Kirkland is just hot garbage. Yes, I am. Kirkland is hot garbage. I cannot give James Kirkland shit. He sucks. Like, he's just garbage, bro. That's the dude you put your fighter in there with when you just want him to get an easy win. Stepping stone. That's James Kirkland. It's James Kirkland, bro. He gonna always be a stepping stone. Lemieux always has a real puncher's chance. Everybody that fights Lemieux always say, he got a chance. He catch you. I don't never hear nobody say that about Kirkland. Never. I hear him say he tough. Ain't nobody worried about getting caught up with James Kirkland. Nobody worried about that. Fuck is James Kirkland. That a bitch. I ain't got time for no James Kirkland. The fuck? Anyway. For real. Shout out to IBFP, man. James Kirkland is straight garbage truck juice. Garbage truck juice. Now I got the yeah, he was only sort of good with Ann Wolf. Sort of good. And that was because Ann Wolf brought what was you would consider to be the best out of him. And when he got with any other trainer, they couldn't get shit out of James. Fuck out of here. Now I gotta go on this Ryan Garcia rant. I gotta do it. Because I don't want to think about something I should have said that I didn't say. But I gotta go on this Ryan Garcia rant, bro. Because if any of y'all think that Ryan Garcia left Canelo and Eddie Reynoso because Eddie Reynoso was too busy or didn't have the time, you stupid. Ryan Garcia left Eddie Reynoso because he wasn't dedicated to the sport. He got with Joe Goosen because Goosen know Ryan. He cool with Ryan doing his little antics. He's cool with Ryan doing his little social media shit. He cool with Ryan Garcia doing all this little fuckery outside of boxing. He's okay with that. Eddie Reynoso and Canelo was not. And when they held that man accountable for what he was doing or what he wasn't doing, the nigga tucked tail and ran. Because he was being held accountable for what he was not doing, which was being dedicated to his craft. Because Eddie Reynoso make time for everybody that fights under him. You ain't never heard of any fighter before Ryan Garcia or even after Ryan Garcia say anything negative or say anything as far as Eddie Reynoso not having the time for them. It's the same thing with Andy Ruiz. The reason why these dudes is not in that camp is because they are not dedicated. They see that no boxing, no life shit is real. They see that these dudes is really out here really trying to do something in this boxing shit, and they really just there for the check. They're not there for a legacy. They're there for a check. If they get a belt somewhere in the meantime, in between time, that's cool. But if you notice, once these dudes get to the big bag, they ain't doing this as much no more. They're not trying to fight as much no more. Now they pricing themselves out. Now all of a sudden, oh, that's not a good enough fight. You ain't gonna pay me enough for him. You ain't gonna do this enough for him. And this could be a top marquee dude. I've said this many times over that boxing is shit dead. Because if I'm a major marquee guy, I'm undefeated, I'm a world champion, right? You not gonna fight me because I'm not on social media running my mouth. I'm not talking shit. I'm not kicking it with the Paul brothers and shit like that. I'm not doing none of that. I'm just trying to fight. But the people that will make my resume look like it's worth something don't want to fight me. That's why I don't really care to do too much talking about this boxing shit, because of the contradiction that you constantly hear when it comes to the sport of boxing. It's okay to shit on somebody and say, this motherfucker ain't fought nobody, he ain't did this, he ain't did that, blah, 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 blah. And then you say, okay, well, if I ain't did nothing, why don't you fight me? Oh, you ain't did enough for me to fight you. But you just said the motherfuckers I've been fighting and the motherfucker I'm about to fight ain't nobody. There ain't nobody else that want to fight me. So if you feeling like that and you supposed to be the motherfucking man, why don't you see me, bitch? What the fuck? Is that too much like right or something? They did it to Terrence Crawford. They did it to Terrence Crawford and they did it to Bivol Andrade. And they did it to Anthony Joshua when he was unified champion. They said if he didn't fight Wilder, he ain't fight nobody. His resume will be shit unless he fight Wilder. That was the narrative for damn near 2-3 years. So, meanwhile, the motherfuckers that y'all saying that a person should fight to make himself, to have a marquee resume, they won't fight me. So what do? What do? You fight every fucking body else. You fight everybody else. That's it. That's all. There is no in between. There is no maybe, somewhat, could be, possibly. None of that. You fight who is there. And when you fight who's there, guess what y'all gonna say? Oh, you fighting bums. You ain't fighting nobody. Oh, your resume is shit. Oh, your resume that. Blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, the motherfuckers that you sitting there hyping up saying that I need to fight do not want to fight me. So what do? That's why I shit on this shit so much. That's why I go bad the way I do on this bitch. So goddamn much. Because all the major marquee fights we want to see, for some reason, can't fucking happen. Too much like goddamn right. Makes no sense. We should have been seen undisputed at welterweight by now. Should have been seen it. Should have been seen it. Straight up. Everybody that's chasing Canelo should fight each other. Everybody that is chasing Canelo should fight each other. If you are not a 168-pound fighter, shut the fuck up. I repeat, if you are not a 168-pound fighter, shut the fuck up when it comes to fighting Saul Canelo Alvarez. Because Canelo fight at 168 pounds, not 160, Charlo. So until you move up and fight at 168 pounds or vacate your belt and exercise your right to fight for the WBC belt at 168 pounds, shut your ass the fuck up. Because I'm so irritated that y'all will shit on Bivol Andrade vacating his belt to get a Canelo fight, put himself in a position to get a Canelo fight, but y'all will not shit on Teofimo Lopez. Y'all will not shit on Vasily Lomachenko. Y'all won't do that. Hell, y'all won't even shit on Triple G. And that nigga ain't fighting in like 2 years. But y'all want to say, Boo-Boo ain't did this, Boo-Boo ain't this, ain't did this. But Triple G sitting there twiddling his old ass thumbs, niggas getting wrinkled by the day, ain't fighting nobody. Ain't nobody saying shit about Gennady Golovkin. But y'all got all this smoke for Bivol Andrade, Terrence Crawford, Charlo brothers, all the shit. Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Even, who else? Who is it? Jaime Munguia ain't fighting nobody either. They're protecting that motherfucker too. Oh, you brought him up, Mondo? I didn't even see that comment. Mondo says, if Munguia doesn't fight a champion next, it's time to go in on him too for acting like a fraud. Because look, at this point, Jaime, you need to be fighting somebody world class. Because Jaime didn't want to fight. Jaime didn't fight Bivol Andrade. He didn't want to fight him. Oh, what's up, Ralph? What to do with the phone? Yeah, Jaime didn't want to fight Andrade. He didn't want to do it. And I bet you what Oscar say? It's a little too early for Andrade fight, you know, just give it time. Y'all got this whole little, y'all so busy. Look, the promoters are trying to maximize the dollar, bro. If I got Mondo, he one of my fighters, he undefeated. And if he was to fight Edwin is undefeated, slick style fighter. Mondo's not a slick style fighter. He's straight up and down, come forward, wear you out, break you down type shit. I know Edwin will give my nigga problems. He too slick. He's going to move on him. And he's going to frustrate my guy. And he might even beat my guy. And then if he beats my guy, his value goes up. My guy value goes down. That's boxing. That's not the fight game. That's boxing. Let me read it right. That's not the fight game. That's boxing. Okay? Mondo, not a slick style. Edwin, slick style. His style gives my dude problem. He beats my guy. His stock go up. My guy's stock goes down. Even if Mondo put on a hell of a fight, his stock's still going to go down because he took a loss. And a lot of these dudes are not really just afraid of. It's another thing people say. They say you're afraid of an L. It's not necessarily they just afraid of an L. They afraid of how they going to take that L. See, that's the thing. It's one thing to take an L, but if you get knocked out, what if you get dropped? What if you just get your ass beat? Can you take that loss? And you still got to be in public. So you got the public eye looking at you like, hey, you just got your ass beat. So you got to take the loss and you got to look in the public eye. You got to get back on social media. You got to get yourself back into the world. Can you handle that? The Charlo brothers, bro, Jermell can't handle that shit. Jermell just took an L, bro, when he fought Harrison the first time. When he fought Harrison the first time, took L. Nigga cried on the motherfucking podium. He cried on the podium. He cried in the car. He cried when he got to the goddamn house. And he didn't get, like, beat up like that. He wasn't beat the fuck up, lip busted, nose busted, eye swole, cut up. None. He wasn't like Teofimo when he fought Cambosis. He wasn't like that. He just lost. And he's sitting there crying at the podium. That's why I don't even play video games, man, because I don't like losing, man. I don't like losing. So imagine if Jermell would have got his ass whipped. Imagine. He'd probably retired. A lot of these fighters will retire, bro, if they really fought somebody significant, bro. If they really did. A lot of these dudes they not tough, bro. They not tough. Yeah, T.O. Well, T.O. been disappointing me, but Josh Taylor disappointed me with that when he fought Catterall, bro. When he fought Catterall and he's sitting there talking about, oh, I clearly won the fight. Like, no, nigga, no. Catterall don't got barely but a scratch on him. You got a cut, you swollen, nigga. You look like you got beat the fuck up. I know Jermell wants all the smoke in a sense, but can he take a loss? That's what I'm saying, Mondo. Wanting the smoke? Can he deal with an L? No. He proved that when he fought Harrison crying on the podium. He can't take no L. So you can want all the smoke all you want to, or you can act like you want all the smoke all you want to, but how you going to act in defeat? How? How you going to act when you get your ass whooped? How you going to act? How? Think about that. Like, it was a bad look. He's sitting there, I mean, boo-hooing. Boo-hooing. He didn't wait till he got in the car and cried on his wife's shoulder or his baby mama or whatever. He didn't wait for that. He cried in front of God and everybody. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't. I can't. That's just, come on, Brad. Come on, Brad. You gotta be kidding me, Brad. Come on, Brad. See for yourself.
Good evening. Jermell, is there a rematch clause?
It is a rematch clause. We'll be fighting within 4 months.
Thank you.
On big boy.
Hey, Jermell. Did you think Tony Harrison even thought he won? He seemed pretty shocked.
Do y'all think he won?
No.
I mean, the thing about it is, I'll get in there and I'll do what I gotta do, and at the end of the day, it's all about if I don't get the knockout, or if I don't get what I'm looking for, the judges they have their own way of thinking, they're biased, Of course, the show is about the Charlo twins, yeah. My brother, we both, we see what's going on. We peep social media here and there. I definitely felt like I wanted to fight. I pulled out way more rounds than he did. But like I said, it'll be a rematch, and I promise you. I can train harder. I'm try to train different. He did a great job in training. I can't take nothing away from what me and everybody else game plan. It was amazing. You know what I'm saying? I'm
gonna get to them interviews
myself right now. But you know the show.
Look at this. Look at this nigga. Really? You lost a boxing match.
I know loser. You know what I mean? I don't fucking take losses easy. I don't play video games because I don't like losing.
Cameron Brief, LA News Observer. Mr. Jamil, you're already talking about the next fight.
Nigga,
what can you do differently, or what will you do?
This nigga crying on the podium. On the podium. On the podium. So, yes, Mondo, he do want smoke. But as you can see with your own two fucking eyes, can he take a loss? Can he take a loss as a man and say, you know what? Hey, you win some, you lose some. Get to fight another day. Fair play to him. Can he really do that? He just proved it. He can't. He can't. Imagine if they would have gave Castillo a win. Come on. What's up with CMP, man? What to do with the phone? My point exactly. So, how, bro? How? Enlighten me. We finna cook on what's that nigga name? Let me go check my history. We finna cook on this bastard. Where he at? Yeah, we finna cook on this bastard. This motherfucker right here. Talking shit. Listen to Teo hating.
Cambosis, Mark, what do you think?
Hey.
I think Haney Cambosis will happen. Yeah. What do you think? It's a good fight. It's going to be tough to win it overseas. The kid is a little bit bigger. Cambosis not the biggest lightweight in the world. I don't know. What do you think, Mark? You're who the people hate. Yes. That's what it is. We just get a Haney Cambosis. Who do you think wins that fight?
Bitter?
It's a main fight for Haney.
Like, come on. So, first off, when a guy asks you what you think of a fight that's coming up, one dude you already lost. Other dude, everybody been talking about you fighting, right? Now, there's finna be something that his daddy's gonna say that I'm gonna show y'all next. That has been the biggest contradiction in all of captivity, my G. And I'm gonna show y'all that shit right here. But this is part one.
In what way? What do you mean?
Huh?
What do you mean?
The whole shit was a scheme, bro. They had the zone. I was on the zone platform. They gave it to Cambosis because they know what I was going to do with it. They knew what I was going to do. I was going to drop him. Then it's a longer process for Devin to become quote-unquote undisputed. It's all a game, man. They pay that.
Isn't it going to be tough to win in Australia? Like if it's a setup, isn't it? When they set it up in America, not Australia.
Everything's already made. Everything.
I need y'all to catch that. Teofimo is basically saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, either in the chat or if you the playback game and you came up to this point, correct me if I'm wrong. But what I'm catching, what he's saying is they are already gearing it towards Devin Haney becoming undisputed lightweight champion of the world. That's what I'm hearing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but what I'm hearing, based on what this motherfucker talking about, is that they finna set it up to where Devin Haney is finna be undisputed. Because if Teofimo would have beat Cambosis, then they knew that Teofimo was gonna vacate the belts, move up to 140 to exercise his right to fight Josh Taylor. And if he would have did that, that would have made it harder for Devin Haney to become undisputed, because the belts would have been scattered all around the world, because all the belts would have been vacant aside from Devin Haney's WBC world title. Correct me if I'm wrong. What's up with Will Cash, though? What to do with the foe? Let's continue.
I had to see that for myself. They already knew who won before they even fucking announced it. See the tape.
Hey, Tio.
Do y'all hear this nigga? So he's saying that in his fight with Kambosos, which I cannot show you, I wish YouTube wasn't such a hater. I will play that whole fight from round 1 to round 12 with no sound on it, just so y'all can watch that shit. And I just give y'all my own commentary. We can just watch that shit and talk some shit. But based on what this motherfucker saying is that they had already knew that they was gonna pick Kambosos to win. They had already had that in their mind that they was picking Kambosos to win the fight. Y'all ain't even heard what his daddy said yet. That's just what this motherfucker saying. Wait till I show y'all what his daddy said.
What advice would you give that on what he's got to do in the ring with Kambosos? Hey, Tio, is the hand okay, man?
Bitter. That's a bitter man right there. That's a man that can't take a loss right there. That's some bitter stuff, man. That's bitter. That's hella bitter. And quiet as kept, I heard that he's ranked pretty high at 140 pounds. I ain't checked that out yet. But let's see what his daddy talking about.
What's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Good to catch up with you. What do you think of this Haney-Kambosos fight, man? If it comes through, what are your thoughts?
I think, listen, Kambosos is a dirty fighter. You know, going into that fight.
So, fuckery number 1. So now Kambosos is a dirty fighter. Now Kambosos is dirty. All of a sudden. I never knew Kambosos was dirty. Never heard of Kambosos being dirty before or after that fight. The only person I've ever heard call George Kambosos dirty is this motherfucker right here.
That was in the plan that we had. You know, after the first round, my son couldn't breathe. And, you know, it's like somebody shoots you twice. He had two holes in his body. And he couldn't breathe. Everybody knows what happened. And he started fighting. His fight. You know, my son don't fight like that. We stay on the outside all the time. And that was in our game plan. Quinn coach was on coach.
Okay, let me give y'all some game. Let me get your ugly ass off my screen real quick. If you have no gas, right? Let me be real with y'all. I'm finna give y'all some boxing game or some fighting game. If you're a fighter and you're going into a fight and you have less wind or less gas, you're not finna go after a person relentlessly and aimlessly and recklessly. You're not going to do that because you know, especially if you've been doing it for so long, you're going to know all you're going to do is waste your energy out. Teofimo Lopez, both of them motherfuckers knew that if they boxed a good fight and they let it go a full 12, because he didn't have to knock him out. You the champion. They already got a certain level of biasness for you. So if you would have boxed his ears off and actually stayed on the outside, because Kambosos was not pressuring Teofimo on no, he wasn't pressuring him to make him uncomfortable in the fight. He wasn't pressuring him taking anything away from Teofimo in the fight. He wasn't putting on no relentless God-given pressure on Teofimo. That wasn't happening. So Teofimo could have took his time and boxed his ears off from round 1 to round 12. He chose not to do that because he was doing all this shit talking about how he was going to stop Kambosos. He going to knock Kambosos out. So when the fight came, he went at Kambosos with the intent to knock him out, underestimating Kambosos. That's what led to him getting his ass whooped. That's what led to him getting tired a lot sooner than what you would think he would have got tired, because he was going at Kambosos recklessly and aimlessly. He was not boxing. He showed no real ring IQ. All he showed was that I'm just going to come in here and just brawl this dude, maul this dude, get him out of there. And when Kambosos showed that you cannot come at me like that, he did not make no adjustments. He did not change nothing of the game plan. He stayed true to the same game plan he had when he first went in that bitch. Then when the motherfucker went to the corner in between rounds, his daddy, the motherfucker that I'm showing y'all, didn't even have a game plan or didn't even alter the game plan to help him be successful in the fight. So this motherfucker, Teofimo Sr., is cat. Continue.
because he couldn't breathe, he couldn't box. So, you know, that shit happens, bro, I think Devin has him. You know what I'm saying? Devin is a great boxer, and this guy's gonna be short-lived. You know what I'm saying? Kambosos not gonna hold those belts. You know, the first fight he has with a top contender, he's gonna lose. You know, it's a dirty fight. Fights with sense now. You know, one thing about fighters like that, we never fight going forward like that. You know, aggressive like that. Because you know, you get headbutted. You know, you saw my son's got a big ass slash, and you know, and he had.
Where did George Ferocious Kambosos headbutt Teofimo Jr.? He got caught. Teo got his ass whipped, busted up, overhand rights, cracking him all night. And you, sir, excuse me, Mr. Teofimo Sr., you, sir, if you such the goddamn genius, because we got to see what you were saying to your son in between rounds. That's the privilege of what we get when we watch boxing. We get to see what the corner is talking about in between rounds. And guess what you was telling him in between rounds, senior? You're doing great. You're doing good. You got him. He's going to get out of here. You're going to knock him out. You're going to do it. You're doing great. He can't beat you. He can't do this. Meanwhile, your son losing all the rounds. Losing hell of rounds. But you're doing good. You're doing great. You wasn't telling him nothing about the fight and how he could make adjustments in the fight to better help him win the fight. All you was doing was sucking this nigga. So you basically is just as responsible for your son getting his ass whipped as he is. Because you trained him piss poor. I could tell by how he fought. Your game plan was horrible. Because whatever game plan that he had to talk it over with you. You his trainer / manager. So whatever he had in his mind that he was going to do in the fight, he told you first. And did you neglect it? Did you say, don't do that? Let's try this. Oh, that's not working. Let's do this. Did you come up with an alternative? Did you have a contingency plan? No, bitch. You did the same dumb shit you've been doing. That's why your son got his ass whipped and you sit there trying to call the motherfucker dirty now. Keep talking.
Had to commit because he couldn't breathe. He just wanted to get him out of there. But we stood at 135 too long, man. 9 years at 135. 9 fucking years, you know. And a lot of, you know, I don't want to name companies, but they screwed us up, man. They held us for a whole year. We should have just let go of those belts at 135 weight division after a little check. He even fought Loma hurt, you know. He had, you know, we didn't even say anything about his elbow or his wrist, you know, because we're not like that. We don't make.
All right, pause. Ain't you the same motherfucker that was talking shit about Loma when he actually went to the doctor, got surgery, showed a picture of him actually in surgery? Didn't you talk all that shit about how he was making excuses and all that shit? So why you got to bring up you being injured in the Lomachenko fight now? Why does that matter now? Why? Why is that relevant now? Why is your loss the most relevant thing to you, senior and junior? Why is that? If you notice, these two motherfuckers right here, after they took that L, they've been the most bitter, evil, vindictive motherfuckers in the sport. Which lets you know, this how you, man, let me tell you something. You learn more about a person when they on a downward spiral, when they going down, when they take an L than you do when they win it. Because everybody loves a winner. Everybody do. But where's everybody going to be at when you lose? Everybody wants to be a winner. Everybody wants to be attached to a person that's a winner. But what are you going to do when you finally lose? That's the true testament of your character. It's not when everything is going good. It's when everything is starting to just go all bad. Who are you really? When stuff ain't going your way, what kind of man are you for real? And what I'm seeing from the Lopez Sr. and Jr., what I'm seeing from them is that when it comes to losing, they are piss poor, sore losers, and they can't handle it. And if you can't handle losing, bro, this ain't the business for you. Carry on.
We don't make excuses. When we have,
You've been making excuses this whole goddamn video, Teofimo Sr. The whole nigga, this is a 5 minutes and 17-second video, nigga. We 2 minutes and 1 second in, and you ain't made nothing but excuses for a whole 2 goddamn minutes. Stop the cap.
Injuries like that. We make excuses. You know when you don't have freaking lungs. Because that's what it's all about. You can't play basketball or any sport without lungs. You know, and we almost lost them. And I'm so happy that he's still around. You know, we're gonna do great. I'm his coach. He's never gonna leave me. You know, I didn't do nothing wrong in that fight.
Lies. You hear the lies. I didn't do nothing wrong. Like, if you notice, this is how you notice some shit. When a person is blaming everybody else, when something goes wrong, let me tell y'all something real rap. If something goes wrong, like horribly wrong, it's not just one person's fault. Now, one person might be more at fault, yes. But if something like that goes horribly wrong, bro, it's not just one person's fault, bro. So for him to say he did nothing wrong, as if he was not at fault for none of what happened in the George Kambosos fight, you are lying. You are just as much as at fault for your son getting his ass whipped as your son is for underestimating his opponent. Because for your son's underestimated his opponent, that means you underestimated his opponent, which means both of y'all motherfuckers was wrong. And if you in this game, you know you never underestimate nobody. You never do that. I don't care how good you are. You never go into a fight underestimate somebody. Never. You go in there and you fight that person like they is the best creme de la creme person on the planet. That's what you do. So for him to say he didn't do nothing wrong, you lying. You lying to the foe. That's what irritates the living shit out of me, is that these people get on camera and they will lie to you with a straight, this man, look at his face. Straight face, bro. Straight face, and will lie to you. Look you dead in your eyes and lie to you. Straight up. This is the same dude that said Devin Haney ain't shit until Devin Haney daddy come on the panel. This is the same man that said Devin Haney ain't shit until Devin Haney daddy come on the panel. Shout out to my boy 3K the Boss Man, aka Mr. Two Hands Up. Reaper Gang Radio shit.
Just a motivational coach that night, you know, because of his situation. We're thinking about putting in an assistant coach and see what happens. We don't know yet. I got to talk to my son about that. He needs rest right now. You know, he's got to have 10 days of rest before they take the stitches out. Then after that, we'll start doing some cardio. He told him that he can jump rope. He can shadow box, he can run, so we're going to do all of that, get ready, and then 8 weeks now, we'll start sparring.
What advice could you give, being the trainer that went up against Kambosos to beat him? What's some of the things you got to do?
No, like what we always do. Stay in the outside and keep on touching. That's it. That's the way we fight. We don't commit. Until we start breaking you down, and that's when we commit, and then we take you out of there. My son was just fighting like that, couldn't breathe. I mean, everybody knows.
All right, I'm done. Teofimo was fighting like that because Teofimo wanted to fight like that. Had nothing to do with because he couldn't breathe. He was fighting like that because that's what he wanted to do. Okay, and his daddy did not tell him to do nothing different. He didn't tell him, "Hey man, take your foot off the gas. You look over anxious. You need to slow down." Like real corner advice. He did not do that, which also shows that his dad is not a very good trainer. That's why he only has one fighter, and that's his son. So for him to not tell his son what he just said to all of us. Hey man, slow down. You wasting energy. Stay on the outside. You trying to be on the inside too much. The inside is his game. You want to keep him on the outside. I get it. You anxious, ready to go. I understand that. But we gotta keep this fucker on the outside. We gotta keep on the outside. He can't touch us when we on the outside. We're gonna touch him up a little bit from the outside. When we see he's starting to break down, we're gonna go for the gusto. Did he do that? Fuck no. Cap, bro. It's all cap. It's all cap. Real talk. I hate to break it to y'all. I hate to be the bearer of real news, but it's all cap. When you see fighters and trainers saying shit like that in interviews, it's like it tells you everything you need to know about. I don't need to make video galores about them over and over and over and over again saying the same shit. I'm gonna tell y'all here right now, one time. It's all cap. It's all cap. Okay. Teofimo Sr. is a bitter dude. Teofimo Jr. is a bitter dude. They got a lot of issues going on. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at the fact that they're doing a lot of projecting. They're not reflecting. They're projecting what they feel or what they believe on other people, but they're not reflecting on what they of the part that they played in the situation. It's always somebody else. You got to look out for people who's always blaming somebody else, and it's never them. It's always somebody else. It's always them. It's WBC, or it's the Zone, or it's Top Rank, or it's PBC. It's always somebody else. It's never them. That's why I tell you all the time, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I'll tell you I'm wrong. I'll never say something wrong and then try to justify it with some other bullshit. If I said something that was wrong or out of context, I'll admit to that. I'll apologize for it, and I'll own my own shit. That's the issue that I also have on this YouTube shit, is that not too many, I ain't gonna say nobody because that's fraud. Not too many people own up to their bullshit. It's the same thing they do in the boxing world. And like these YouTubers, they vouch for them just like the fighters vouch for themselves. They vouch for the bullshit. I'm not here to do that. Straight up. That's just not my forte. But in closing, I'm going to speak on this Tyson Fury, Dillian White shit. I'm going to speak too long. Because I'm going with Dillian White. I'm going with Dillian White for the dub. I think he's going to do better than what people think. I think everybody is so hung up on Tyson Fury being Tyson Fury and Tyson Fury just being a motor mouth ass motherfucker. And Dillian White is not being the most skillfully prowess dude in the world, thinking that he ain't going to do shit. But I'm also thinking about what Tyson Fury, but at the same time, that was a Tyson Fury that was off of a couple of years layoff, so he had a lot of ring rust. So I do compare his fight with Otto Wallin in this fight too. I do see that, and I'm like, okay, well, if Otto Wallin was able to do what he was able to do, I think Dillian White is going to be able to do more. But of course, that was Tyson Fury that was off a long layoff, and that was one of his little pick-me-up fights to get ready for Deontay Wilder. So he had a lot of ring rust going on. This ain't the Tyson Fury that we're going to see fighting Dillian White. I get that. But I still feel that Dillian White is going to do some things, some good things in this fight that people are not going to expect. I do feel like Dillian White is going to do better in this fight than people think he's going to do. And I think Dillian White, with the dedication and the focus, has a good potential and a good chance to win. A lot of people look at skills and popularity. They don't look at hunger, work ethic. They're not looking at that. Dedication to the craft. All those things play a part in the preparation for a fight. And Dillian White is playing the head games masterfully, not showing up to the press conference, paying whatever fine he got to pay, paying that off like, yep, I ain't coming, because he's not finna play the mind games with Tyson Fury. He's like, fuck your mind games. I want to fight, because I know the press conference, that's your territory. That's your area. That's your level of comfort. So I know I can't beat you there. I can't out-trash talk you. Dillian White know that. Practically every heavyweight in the game know that you cannot out-trash talk Tyson Fury. You can't do it. You just can't do it. Okay, so to put yourself in a position where we got to sell a fight by who's going to talk the most shit, no, I'll let you have that. I will pay whoever I got to pay so I can just get out of that. And you can call me a coward and all that. Nigga, you still got to fight me. don't care to sit at a podium or at a desk and go back and forth with insults with you. I don't care to do that. What I care to do is fight you. And that's when we up here at Wembley, wherever the fuck we're supposed to fight, where we're supposed to fight. When we fight, that's what matters to me. Not talking shit at the presser. Not looking at you in the face off. I don't care about that. I want to beat your ass. I've been waiting for this opportunity for years now. It's here. I don't care to talk to you, Tyson. I don't care to talk shit to you. If I'm a coward because I don't want to sit here and talk shit to you, then I'm a fucking coward. But when it comes to the fight, you still got to see me. For that, I give him nothing but the proper respect for that. But like I said, I'm going with Dillian White. You know, some people's like, bro, you crazy, bro? I'm going to go with Dillian White. I'm going to go with him. Because I want Dillian to win. If I was to just go off of, skill, okay, Tyson going to win. But I want Dillian to win. I honestly, in my heart of heart, I want Dillian to win. So if that's what I really genuinely want, that's who I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Dillian White to win because I genuinely want him to win. And the way that I think he can win is by posing the pressure, not following Tyson Fury, cutting the ring off, not going straight forward, stepping to the left or stepping to the right, cutting off Tyson Fury. Do not follow him. He's going to box your ears off if you follow him, Dillian. But I believe if Dillian White cuts the ring off in the right way, he could get him. He could get him. And Tyson Fury, everybody keeps talking about Tyson Fury's skills, but one thing y'all forget, Tyson Fury's a big dude. He got to have the gas. And I don't think he's going to have the gas to move and box for 12 whole rounds. He's a big guy, 6'9", damn near 300 pounds. That's a lot of motherfucker to move around, bro. So I'm telling you, and it's hard for that big man to move like that for 12 rounds. He's going to slow down. He's going to slow down. And if anybody thinks that Dillian White is not going to have no success in this fight, you crazy. But like I said, I'm going with Dillian White. I'm going with the body snatcher. I think the body work is going to make the difference in that fight. I think the body work is going to make all the difference. Real talk. I honestly believe that. But I wouldn't be surprised if Tyson wins. I wouldn't be like, oh my God. No, I wouldn't be Tyson Fury. I wouldn't be surprised. But I'm going with Dillian White. That's who I'm going with. That's who I'm fucking with is Dillian White. That's who I want to win. Tired of Tyson Fury. He talks too goddamn much. He say hella reckless shit. He the type of person to talk shit behind your back, but smile in your face. You know what I'm saying? Like he did all that shit talking about Usyk. He's about me, and then he gets in Usyk's face and it's like, yeah, you're great, and you're all. I'm like, nigga, get your ass about my fucking face with that fake shit, bro. You just talk hella shit. Like I get it, you trying to sell yourself, but nigga, don't talk shit, cause you're not gonna fight me. You feel me? So if you gonna talk shit, nigga, make sure you gonna pull up and fight me. You know what I mean? Shut your bitch ass up with that bullshit. Straight up. Real rap. Because you got Deontay Wilder in the woods, nigga, smoking spice and shit. Trying to get himself right with the spirits and shit. But that's a story for another day. But that's all I got for y'all, man. Just wanted to slide up for a quick live, man. I miss my folks. I had stuff going on with my job situation. Ain't really going how I wanted it to go. It's kind of fucking up my schedule. Got to spend more time with my kids. Because, they're getting bigger, they're getting older, wanting to do more. And the older they get, the bigger they get, the more they require of you and shit. So I've been doing more of that, trying to help my wife out, and I got a whole 15-year-old up in this camp that needs my attention, needs my help, and I need to, get boys away from her or get her away from some boys, you know what I'm saying? You know how it is. You know how it is, fellas. We all been there. We all been there. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you got daughters. You really know what I'm talking about. So just trying to get my family right, man. Like I always know, man, my family come first. I got to make sure my family's straight. And then I can get everything else in the play, man. But like I said, man, in closing, I appreciate everybody for sliding in. Thank you for everybody that tuned in. Shout out to the Playback Gang. You know what I'm saying? That shout out to my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Andrew Tucker of Andrew Tucker's World. Go subscribe. Jay Beezy. Go subscribe. Myra Mags, a.k.a. Double M. Boxing Logics United. Go subscribe. You understand me? Go fuck with my folks, man. David A. Sports. D. Jeff. You know what I'm saying? Speaking My Sports Talk. You know what I'm saying? Trendsetter Boxing. IOTBA. You know what I'm saying? Spit Bucket Podcast, man. Ralphie Dawkins. You know what I'm saying? Coach Mackay. blood boxing, retro boxing documentaries, man. Mark, Unrivaled Boxing Talking News, Boxing the Beats and Rhymes, man. Go fuck with the folk. Fuck with my peoples, man. And if I neglected to mention you, man, I apologize, bro. I'll catch you on the next one. You already know what it is. NBBC forever, man. 100.